Bernard made marmalade and shared it around, but the baleful consequences of his personality outweighed the benefits of. I could do without really, was her considered analysis. It went down well in isolation, mornings on the patio, with bird song and peace, the cat for company. But when he was around, with that intensive stare and need for feedback, she'd rather choke. Rather eat dry toast and not be owing. "Do you get me?" she whispered as we talked over the fence. His answer was, "Silly goose, rank as death. I persist in your rage." Guaranteed to get her all worked up. I'm not a bad person. I'm filled with things called thoughts, and I express them like preserves in jars. Let your torment go. I will watch over you with spirit full of grace. Too good to be true, but I quote from her accurately. He was an English teacher, apparently, retired. I tell Deirdre how once there was a girl fascinated by fires. She'd see the whole world burn before she'd play nice. All grown up, her advice, don't go jumping in where you're least required, and tell folk what to do and in what order. Don't moralise. The child who was marvellous before the storm broke embraced every danger in sight. In contrast, he has a way that says pass the sick bag, provokes eye rolls. Pure yawl needs vindictiveness to make work anything interesting by way of story. For us who are walls with ears, wishy-washy doesn't cut it. Have no fear, I'm here, to make a fall to dreaming of a rescuer, vehicle to mop up mistakes, hoover to a feet of clay, third party to pep up. Is he asking too much? Could it be the lodger upstairs? He, living in the attic, student, looking a little bit like Jesus at Nazareth, if he thought of it a certain way, were being very generous. And potential murderer. He could steer this tale of domestic difficulty somewhere less comfortable. Alfred Hitchcock knew. Deirdre, he will warn his bottom on the chair, sufficient to see him stay there, rent-free, take advantage of your TV with a warped idea of what is possible, and his heart your husband's age. But he's luckily. When he says, "Is there anything I can do for you?" he doesn't mean prayer. Take him, chunky with the bits in, not smooth. Hippies have dark sides too. Smooth is what the adverts preach, and they're not like reality. Sickly sweet leaves no aftertaste, and you don't just want to rot. Be all messed up for once, and the whole lot can be sorted. I play devil's advocate. I'm a terrible sturmer. I could write it up for the regional and national newspapers. What began, to explain, see above, with heroin in conservatory, simple wish for peace, they turned Charles Mansonish. Death of OAP in shed mystery, whose only vice was overdoing reading, spending hours on calligraphy for labels put on jars. I see it coagulating. Below, there's too much to resolve. There's a daily poem on the notice board of the church to curate, my afternoon sleep. This is burst form and outline, requires better writer to summarise what may befall by the compost, gappy-toothed under thunderheads, ozone on the washing line, prop quivering. Let us theorise homicide after the event. Someone thinking of someone with a gardening implement. We talk over the fence. Who with peg bag, nice. Bernard banging in my shed. Lad upstairs with other possible motivations. A hike up the arse would bring good sense, but I just don't have the time or patience. So I leave disconnected, words like birds in flight above, to reflect on the manifold possibilities thereof, and purchase camera high on rostrum, say to be continued, and the toddle off. I have paperback box with lurid covers to keep me busy. Either that or I just lost interest. I can't decide.